Hey, this is Steve Lukather, and you are watching WinkBall.com. I don't know how
So, Steve, how was the gig?
It was great. I mean, we had a great time. I think the keyboard players had a couple tech problems, but I had, it's live, you know what I mean? And live is live, but the crowd was amazing. I mean, really. I mean, London can be tough. If they don't like it, they'll let you know it. And we just, from the moment we walked out there, felt like I was at home. It was really nice. Thanks to everybody for coming. We really do appreciate it probably more than I ever did in my whole life. Cool. This is a magical place, Hammersmith, man. The first time we ever played in London was 1982.
Wow.
In this very building. Except the seats were in there.
So performing, obviously you've been doing it for years. What drives you and kind of keeps you motivated after so long?
You know, it's just something that's in me, and it was in me the first time I ever played in front of anyone and got a reaction, which was probably 9 years old at a birthday party. I made $1. I could play like 4 songs, and I was playing with guys that were older than me, and just the reaction of it. And then I played my 6th grade graduation, and that was insane. And I said, this is it. I mean, it was way before money or girls or anything like that. My passion for the music, obviously, was first, but to get that reaction, because I was terrible at sports and scrawny little kid, very not popular, and all of a sudden music was like my ticket out. And, from the moment I heard the Beatles, I said, I want to be George, that's it. And I never looked back. That's the really bizarre part.
Great. So obviously the song, Africa, I guess that, like, if you speak to any type of music fan, whether they're into rock, pop, soul, they kind of love that song.
It's really funny, because when we did that song on Toto 4, me and Jeff McCarr were going, it's a great groove, but I don't know, man. I'm not really sure it really fits the record. And it almost didn't make the record. Now, that would have been really a poor move. Once again, I'm also the guy, when I played on Beat It, I go, I don't hear this at all, man. This is a rock song, really? And, I'm really not the guy that picks singles at all. But you know what? I'm really, really thankful. Who knew 30-some-odd years later, it's like in the number 8 on the iTunes charts in America. That's really freaking us out. But, so it's like, coming out of nowhere, for some reason this music seems to be popular again. And, it's bittersweet, because Mike McCarr has ALS, and that was the reason why we kind of got together. ALS is a debilitating disease, and if you could do anything to help awareness of that, and that's really what brought us all together. But now that we did it, it's my high school buddies, man. Joseph, Steve McCarr, me and David Page, man, have known each other since we were little kids, and here we are, edit to like 30, almost 40 years later since we met. That's pretty terrifying.
You performing some of the hits. Some bands just perform them and they reproduce them exactly as they are on the album, but I noticed
it's because they are the album most of the time.
When you did Rosanna, you completely went off on didn't.
Well, we just elongated solo stuff, just to have jam. We get a lot of musos in our crowds, and they want to hear us play a little bit, But at the same time, when we got back together this time, we wanted to not really try to freak out the arrangements of the popular songs like we have in the past. We want to stay a little bit true, but also have a little room of improvisation in there to blow a little bit and play.
Great. Okay. So, Britain this summer, obviously a lot of music festivals. Had Glastonbury this weekend.
I know. For God's sake, it was like I can't believe we were staying at the hotel. Ringo's band's there, Mike and Mechanic's band's there, Stevie Nicks, Rod Stewart. And I ran into Chris Guest on the street, with Jamie. It's like, it was insane. I saw more people from LA here today than if I could have ever seen them in LA. It was bizarre.
Okay.
And on a sunny day, no less. I can have a little sunburn.
So what would be your festival survival tip?
Festival, lots of water and sunscreen. Water and sunscreen and a catheter. I'm way too old for the festival that I'm on it. That's a young person's game, and have fun with it.
Great.
I did see some of Glastonbury, like Coldplay. They were great. Loved it.
Fantastic band. Yeah. What do you think of the internet with music? Things like Facebook.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. On one way, it's very positive. It's certainly opened up a lot of awareness, and you're able to get your stuff out there. On a bad thing, as an owner of intellectual property, in a way that I make my living, if I had 10 million hits on terrestrial radio, I'd be wiping my ass with $100 bills right now. But now I just got my hand and no paper. So what can I tell you? I think that eventually they're going to figure out a way to make this work so it's fair for everyone. But the world is changing. I mean, they thought as soon as radio started that no one would ever be able to get paid for music again, and they ended up working that out. I think we're in a period of going from this page, this book is closed, now we're starting a new book, a new chapter, or whatever you want to call it. You know what? There's bodies in the audience, so in one way or the other, I guess people are coming. Young people, I mean, there seem to be a lot of young people in the audience, which is kind of nice, you know, maybe second generation or whatever. But hey, I'm just happy to have a gig, man.
I noticed in the audience when I was outside before the gig started, I was quite surprised that a lot of people that were attending the gig were wearing like Styx and Boston and Journey T-shirts. I know that Journey just played with Foreigner and Styx. And we talked before about AOR music, but
man, you know what, man? Those guys are all friends. We all started together, give or take a year or two. I mean, you know, this whole we invented stuff. I mean, that's what we sounded like that in high school when we played in the garage. You know what I mean? So I mean, I guess to get a combination of players together. I mean, we had 2 keyboard players and synthesizers and all that stuff. But Steve was doing that in 10th grade when we were just like 14, 15 years old. So it was like really. We never thought about it, never had a conversation about it, but all those bands are our friends. Neighbors, friends, and, you know, we've all kind of championed each other's stuff, you know what I mean? People want to put us against each other, that's not really the case at all. We're actually, like, you know, our kids go to school together, hang out, grow up together. It's really just, guys, there's not a whole lot of us that have been around this long that can still put some few butts in the seats. And for kids to come see us, that's kind of cool, you know, I'm happy about that.
If you could party with anyone, anywhere.
Party,
yeah.
dude, I party with everybody that you could think of. For Jimi Hendrix, but that's not possible, you know.
Dead or alive?
Literally, just about you name anybody. I've hung with them. I don't party anymore. So, I mean, you know.
Sinatra?
No,
Frank Sinatra Jr.
No, I never got to play with, you know, let's be reasonable. I was just with George Clooney, like 2 weeks ago in this place, and like, he's a dear friend of mine.
So who's the best party animal? Who's the best for a night out?
Here's the true answer. I don't remember. That's how good of a party it was.
Who would play you in a film?
Somebody asked me that. Somebody said Jack Black. That's pretty funny. It wouldn't be that far off. I mean, you know, I don't know the look thing, but I mean, I even though I don't party anymore, I'm still nuts. You know? Ask anybody.
Who would you want to play?
You know, I'm not really quite sure. That would be an interesting call. I mean, actually, Jack would be perfect. That would be a good call.
I can see it. Okay, finally, do you have a message for all your amazing fans?
Yes, I do, and this is a serious one because, you know, when we started this thing, we thought maybe 10 years would be a dream. First, just a year would be a dream. And, you know, everything that I've done in my life, I just kind of look back on now with such fondness and respect and honor, and just like, wow, I can't believe that we've had this amazing career. And it's really thanks to everybody out there. I mean, we took our punches and we kept getting up, you know, and we were never really in style, so we could never be out of style. But somehow you guys, the people that really supported us, were there the whole time. And from the bottom of my soul, my heart, and on behalf of all the guys and all the people that have been in this band, in and out of it, I can honestly tell you that we really, really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I really do.